How about Jadeveon Clowney catching Steve Spurrier off guard with the late scratch rib injury just before kickoff of the South Carolina-Kentucky game? This is what the head ball coach had to say about Clowney playing this weekend against Arkansas.
He may not be able to play next week. I don't know. But we're not going to worry about it. I can assure you that. If he wants to play, we'll welcome him to come play for the team if he wants to. But if he doesn't want to play, he doesn't have to play. Simple as that.
Classic Steve Spurrier. South Carolina insider Andy Demetra with us now. And Andy, I remember when during camp, Clowney had that shoulder injury and Spurrier said, yeah, well, he may not play against North Carolina, and poof, Clowney wound up back on the field. What do you think the end game was behind these latest comments?
Well, everybody in Columbia is playing Monday morning psychologist Bonnie about this. I think Spurrier almost wants to invite that scrutiny on Clowney and see how he handles it. I think he's trying to make the point that, hey, if your body's telling you you can't go, that's fine. I respect that. But you also have to be accountable for your decision, especially when that decision happens so close to game time Saturday. It catches your own coaches by surprise. You're a star. You're going to invite a lot of that scrutiny with every decision you make, right or wrong, and you have to be answerable to this one. So I think his comments afterwards on Saturday and perhaps his comments as we move on this week will be meant to kind of hold Jadeveon Clowney's feet to the fire in a good way, and we'll see if he responds to it in a good way.
Well, Andy, Clowney's production clearly not the type of play that earned him All-American honors and SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's obviously seeing more double teams and chips, but when you watch him, productivity-wise, what are you seeing?
He's still being productive, but you're right. He's absorbing so many double teams that he's not putting up those superhuman numbers everybody has expected of him. Spurrier last week reiterated that he's satisfied with how Jadeveon Clowney has played. And as it relates to his injury this past week, listen, South Carolina has a big 3-game road stretch in the SEC this month at Arkansas, at Missouri, at Tennessee. If Clowney makes an impact in all of those games, South Carolina wins all 3 of those games, they'll look back to that decision to rest versus Kentucky as a fortuitous one. And frankly, South Carolina's defense has more pressing issues than whatever perceived lack of production Jadeveon Clowney has. They have too many busted assignments in the secondary. They're not closing out games. They're not forcing enough turnovers. Clowney hasn't been part of that problem, but certainly he can be part of that solution moving forward.
And not like we necessarily think that Clowney's going to pull a Lierla and just dump out of the rest of the season. But there was so much conversation, Andy, before the season as to whether he should even play. It'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Andy Demetra, thank you so much for the time.